Welcome to Canada Immigration Questions and Answers channel. This is where you get information about different types of ways to move and stay in Canada without problem. If you like our content, kindly press subscribe button. You can also hit the like button and press notification bell so that you be notified whenever we drop a new video. Our topic today, all you need to know about seeking asylum and be a refugee in Canada. Question 1. Individuals who seek asylum or refugees are granted PR in Canada relatively easily, whereas skilled and educated individuals must navigate the challenging and time-consuming processes of the express entry. Why is that? Bottom line is choice. An economic migrant who wants to immigrate to Canada is making a choice. He or she often hopes for a better life and more economic opportunity. Depending on his or her country of origin, stable government, low pollution, gender equality, low corruption, readily available full citizenship, health and social services plus good education are also reasons for immigrating to Canada. The economic migrant makes a choice to move. He or she sets the schedule, chooses a target country, and plans ahead. Refugees are not making a choice. These people did not make a choice to leave their homes, community, and country. They were driven out, often fleeing for their lives. Does this look easy? Rohingya, under attack in Myanmar, fled to Bangladesh. Syrians fled bombed cities, often ending up in UNHCR refugee camps in nearby Jordan and Lebanon. Refugees from Afghanistan flee Taliban rule. Most have settled in Pakistan or Iran. Ukrainian refugees cross the border out of Ukraine after Russia invades and bombs their country. The majority have fled to Eastern Europe. Your assertion that refugees are somehow uneducated or unskilled is unreasonable. What all these people have in common is that outside forces forced them from their homes, not a lack of skills or education or initiative. For example, when the Syrian refugees arrived in Canada, the Canadian Prime Minister was filmed greeting one of the first families to arrive. Media reported the father of the family was a doctor. The Haddad family's chocolate factory in Syria was bombed in that country's civil war. They have now re-established in Canada, and their story has been told in a movie. Check out Peace by Chocolate. To get into Canada as a refugee with immediate PR, an applicant is referred through UNHCR. This ensures that refugees given asylum in Canada have been screened and are truly in need of refuge. If you had the same chance to enter Canada as that given to a UNHCR vetted refugee, you would actually have a 90% lower chance of PR. This is because Canada accepts 10 times as many economic migrants per year compared to the number of refugees. Your chances are better going through express entry, plus you don't have to deal with the deaths of family members or the destruction of your community. You may have noticed that the news photos of fleeing refugees show them going to the closest safe haven, not trying to reach a desirable developed country thousands of miles away. Your question alluded to the people who do often travel thousands of miles to reach a desirable country, those who apply to Canada for refugee status. They are often called asylees. Your question assumed they also get an easy ride into Canada. Not true. Most self-proclaimed refugees do not have valid claims for asylum. Under Canadian and international law, they must have an opportunity to prove their claim, but up to 80% of these claims are rejected. The claimants are deported and banned from returning. It is not an easy or certain route into Canada. For those able to qualify, express entry is the better and more certain route to PR. If you are a skilled and educated person who is able to qualify for PR through express entry, congratulations. That is your path. Be grateful that you have enough advantages in your life to control your course. Question 2. How is Canada able to welcome so many refugees, and what are the potential benefits in this regard for Canada? Per capita, Canada accepts a comparatively small number of refugees. There are two types: refugees resettled to Canada from abroad via the UNHCR, and asylum seekers who sneak into Canada from USA in order to make inland refugee claims. About 30% of these are recognized as refugees and become permanent residents. The rest are eventually shipped back to their home countries. As refugees are not accepted on economic merit, there is limited immediate benefit to Canada. The children of refugees will prosper and contribute to Canada's economic and cultural growth. Question 3. Why are refugees supposedly restricted from traveling to their home countries after getting a Canadian PR? Is this presumed restriction even true as a fact? The reason why refugees may be restricted from traveling back to their home countries after getting a Canadian permanent residency (PR) is because the individual may not be granted re-entry when they try to return to Canada. Generally, a refugee must demonstrate to the Canadian government that they will not be at risk of harm in their country of origin, so if they are granted a PR, they may not be able to meet this requirement when they return. Furthermore, the Canadian government may presume that if a refugee travels back to their home country after receiving a PR, then they may be exposed to the same risks that prompted them to seek refuge in Canada in the first place. Therefore, the Canadian government may restrict their entry. However, technically, the answer to this question depends on the individual's case. Whether or not the restriction is applied by the Canadian government may depend on the individual's circumstances, including their history of persecution and their country of origin. It is important to seek professional advice from a qualified legal practitioner in order to assess the individual's eligibility to travel to their home country. We have come to the end of this episode of Canada Immigration Questions and Answers. If you have any question for us, kindly drop it at the comment section. We will answer your questions in our next video. You can also watch other videos that answer numerous questions about migration to Canada in this channel. Kindly like this video, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified whenever we drop a new video. Thank you so much.